Hello and welcome, dear students. This is Jessie and today's tutorial will be about future tenses. Will versus going to, ways of expressing future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. Let's start with the simple future tense. The simple future is formed as follows. Will, or shortened double L, plus a verb. The affirmative form of the simple future is as follows. For example, I think I'll buy a new computer. I'll open the door. Someone is ringing the bell. And the interrogative form of the simple future would be as follows. For example, will you buy a computer? Will you go to the party? The negative form of the simple future is by adding not. Will not is won't. For example, I will not stay at home if I finish the homework. I won't visit Big Ben if I go to London. The use of the simple future is shown here. We use the simple future for instant decisions. For example, I've left the door open, I'll close it. We use the simple future when we predict a future situation. She'll pass the exam, she's hard-working. We use the simple future with I think or I don't think, I expect, I'm sure, I wonder, probably. It will probably rain tonight. I wonder what will happen. We use the simple future in conditional sentences type 1. If I have enough time, I'll watch the film. Please remember, 1. We don't use the simple future to say what somebody has already decided or arranged to do in the future. We use instead either the present continuous or going to plus a verb, which is the future plan. For example, Anne is travelling to New York next week, not Anne will travel. Are you going to watch television? Not will you watch. 2. You can use shall instead of will for I and we. I shall play football, or I will play. We shall play football, or we will play. 3. Double L is the short form of will. You can say either I will go or I'll go. 4. Won't is the short form of will not. You can say either I will not go or I won't go. Let's quickly look at the future plan. In addition to the simple future tense, we can talk about future events by using either the present continuous or to be in the present simple plus going to plus a verb. These two forms are used to talk about future plans. There are, however, some differences between the two forms. 1. The present continuous for future plans as follows. The present continuous is used when we say what we have planned and arranged to do at a specific time in the future. These are fixed plans with a definite time and or place. For example, I'm doing my homework this evening, or I'm starting university in September. 2. To be plus going to plus a verb. A. We use going to express the future when we intend to do something or have decided to do something but did not arrange it. It is just an intention. For example, Sam, the windows are dirty. Julia, yes, I know, I'm going to clean them later. I've decided to clean them, but I haven't arranged to clean them. B. We also use going to make predictions. Watch out, you're going to break the glass. It's so cloudy, I think it's going to rain. Will versus going to. So again, the simple future has two different forms in English, will and be going to. Although the two forms can be used interchangeably, they often express two very different meanings. Will a decision, be going to a plan? I'll travel to Japan next year. I'm going to study English at school. I'll probably go to Italy next summer. I'm going to fly to Italy next Saturday. Future tense, will. Number 1, instant decision. Okay, I'll see you Friday. 2, predictions based on what we think. It will rain in the evening. 3, promises and offers. Don't worry, I'll go and buy some food for you. Future plans for 1, future intentions. I'm going to buy a new laptop next week. 2, predictions based on what we can see at the moment. Look at that car, it's going to crash into the lamppost. 3, time expressions. Tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. I'm going to travel to London next year. Other ways of expressing the future. The simple present and present progressive are often used to express future time. They are often used in connection with schedules, timetables, programs, etc. For example, the train leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow. She's meeting a new client at 6 o'clock in the evening and she's travelling by bike through the forest. It's Wednesday tomorrow. What time do you finish work tomorrow? Next are shall I and shall we. Shall is used mostly in the question shall I and shall we. We use shall we to ask somebody's opinion, especially in offers or suggestions. Shall I open the window? Do you want me to open the window? I've got no money. What shall I do? What do you suggest? Shall we go? Just a minute, I'm not ready yet. Compare shall I and will you. Shall I shut the door? Do you want me to shut it? Will you shut the door? I want you to shut it. Okay, after clarifying the simple future and future plans, let's continue with our future tense. Let's look at the future progressive. The future progressive tense is formed by adding will be to the ing form, the gerund form of the main verb. See the table here. Affirmative, I will or I'll be watching TV. Negative, I will not or I won't be watching a football match. Interrogative, will you be watching TV? Here's how we use the future progressive. The future progressive tense is used to indicate action which will be taking place at some point in the future. For instance, I'll be watching a football match next Sunday afternoon. We'll be working on our project this morning. When you arrive, I'll be sleeping. I'll be leaving in a few minutes. I'll be doing something is the same as I will be in the middle of doing it. This time next year, I'll be on holiday. I'll be lying on the beach or swimming in the sea. You have no chance of getting the job. You'll be wasting your time if you apply for it. Compare will be doing and will do. Don't phone between 7 and 8. We'll be having dinner. Let's wait for Liz to arrive and then we'll have dinner. Compare will be doing with other continuous forms. At 10 o'clock yesterday, Sally was in her office. She was working. Past. It's 10 o'clock now. She's in her office. She is working. Present. At 10 o'clock tomorrow, she will be in her office. She will be working. Future. Future perfect simple. The future perfect is used to describe an event that will be finished by a particular time in the future. Form of the future perfect simples is as follows. Shortened version is as follows. Examples. I will have finished my English homework by the time my mother arrives. Will you have finished your English homework by the time your mother arrives? Have a look at this image. The future perfect shows that something will occur before 1. Another action occurs in the future, 2. Or before a specific time in the future. For example, By the end of this weekend, I will have revised my lessons. By the time her husband arrives home, she will have prepared dinner. I won't have finished this task by the end of June. So for the future perfect, we use will have plus a past participle like done to say that something will already be completed before a time in the future. For example, Sally always leaves for work at 8:30 in the morning. She won't be home at 9 o'clock. She'll have gone to work. We're late. The film will already have started by the time we get to the cinema. Okay, so next is the future perfect continuous. We use the future perfect continuous to show that something will continue up to a particular event or time in the future. For 5 minutes, for 2 weeks, and since Fridays are all durations which can be used with the future perfect continuous. Notice that this is related to the present perfect continuous and the past perfect continuous. However, the duration stops in the future. Will have been plus a verb plus ing. I will have been waiting for 2 hours when her plane finally arrives. They will have been talking for over an hour by the time Tony arrives. James will have been teaching at the university for more than a year by the time he leaves for Asia. Using the future perfect continuous before another action in the future is a good way to show cause and effect. For example, Jason will be tired when he gets home because he will have been jogging for over an hour. So, the future perfect continuous refers to a progressive event that will be completed at some point in the future. Here are the forms and uses of this tense. Form the future continuous as follows. For example, I will have been teaching for more than 35 years when I retire. Will you have been teaching for more than 35 years when you retire? To understand more, please have a look at this image. It is used to show that an event will continue up until a particular event or time in the future. It is mostly used with an expression such as for 5 minutes and for 2 weeks. These expressions indicate durations. For example, she will have been working for over 8 hours by the time her children arrive. He will have been studying English for 3 years next month.